Hey, Facebook friends, and YouTube friends, and Instagram friends. Hope you guys are having an awesome day. I thought, since this is a Friday afternoon, probably worth going through some tips on self-discipline. Because it's one of the factors that's going to be so critical in terms of what you're able to achieve in life, how much happiness you get out of life, how much joy you get out of life, how much you can control in your life versus having someone else control your life. Look, all things equal, skills the same. In fact, you can have less intelligence, less skills. Even overall, you can have less hustle. If you are disciplined in the things that you need to be disciplined in terms to reach what you're trying to achieve, you will win. It's having the discipline to stick with a system or a plan or a set of steps to be able to achieve your life goals is the critical piece. And what better time to talk about discipline than on a Friday afternoon, right? Because we're heading into, a lot of people knock off early on Friday. A lot of people are just unproductive on Friday in general. Same thing goes for Monday, by the way. They're lamenting the end of the weekend all day. Monday and Friday is, they're getting an early celebration on getting away from whatever it is they hate for the rest of the week. And then it's just a matter of getting through Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday. If that's your life, if that's what life is like for you, and I do know what that's like because I've lived that in the past, then you're not living the right life. And you need to get beyond that. You need to get to something better, something bigger, something more meaningful, something that excites you again, something that's not boring, something that enlivens your passions and gets the most out of you and gives you the most opportunity to show people the real you and what you're capable of and how much energy you really have. So discipline is going to be the way to do that. Now, let's talk about the 4 key principles of discipline. Number 1 is having a big purpose or passion. You see, it's easier to be disciplined about doing the small things when you have such a massive goal, a massive vision for where you want to go. Then all the small stuff that you need to do to get there doesn't seem so daunting, doesn't seem so painful, and you don't have to justify why you have to do every single step if you're on track to meet that big vision, that big goal. So when you hear about people, and by the way, let me talk about this as well. It doesn't matter how big the person is that you follow, if it's a guru, if it's someone that seems to have it all together, an Anthony Robbins, a Gary Vaynerchuk, a Grant Cardone, people who seem to live very disciplined lives. It doesn't come naturally for those people either. In fact, for a lot of those people, they've learned how to apply discipline in life because they've had such an undisciplined life leading up until this point. So they understand how powerful leading a disciplined life actually is. So it's not like they were born that way. It's not like they are made of something different that allows them to lead a disciplined life in an easier way. It's just as painful, just as much work as it is for you. And so how do they do it? Well, it starts with, it's going to be these 4 principles, but it starts with having a big purpose or vision for their life. It's got to be something that's massive, that excites you to the point every day where all the small stuff doesn't seem so painful, doesn't seem so, you don't have to justify, you don't have to have an argument with yourself every single time you have to avoid a certain piece of food if you're trying to lose weight, or you have to work out. You shouldn't have to argue with yourself every single time. Yes, there are going to be days that are more challenging than others. Yes, there will be days that you'll miss. This isn't a perfect path. But at the end of the day, you should have a majority of the time, you should be able to stay disciplined without thinking that much about it, without having to fight with yourself or argue with yourself or battle your own negative self-talk. And you do that by setting big goals. And so it starts with that. If you don't have a big vision, a big goal that is emotionally important to you, that you're striving for, and it could be 5 years from now, it could be 20 years from now, it doesn't matter, right? Because it's something to shoot for. It's something that is important enough for you that you can stay disciplined for the next week, for the next days, for the next week, for the next month. And that's the starting point. And that's the starting point for every single person I've ever known who has been disciplined in what they're going after. Whether that's, improving their relationships, whether that's improving their health, whether that's improving the financial position that they're in, whether that's improving their careers, their business. It all starts from the same place. It's having a big vision. Okay, so after that big vision, what else do you need? You need belief. You need to cultivate belief in yourself that it's possible. In your world, it's possible. See, it's one thing to see someone else do it and then say, I wish I were them. I wish I could achieve this. I wish, or even set a plan that I'm going to be like them in 5 years. I'm going to achieve what they did in 5 years. I'm going to achieve a certain number. I'm going to knock 20 pounds. I'm going to live a healthier life. I'm going to be better in my relationships. I'm going to be able to segment maybe my personal life from my relationships a little bit better. All those kind of things are just dreams and thoughts until you turn them into reality through belief. So you need to cultivate belief. You need to have 100%. You can't fake this, right? You might be able to fake it outwardly to others. You might be able to tell other people you're going to do it and convince them with a good acting job, but you cannot fake yourself. It will come back to burn you. So you have to have 110% faith and belief in yourself. Now, how do you do that? Well, you follow others. You understand how to do it. You get confidence in the skills, and you also put one foot in front of the other, and you learn and you build yourself up, and you follow other people who have done it so that you understand that it is possible, and it's possible for you. Until you follow enough people, until you understand how it's done and the fact that they've done it, that you yourself believe that it's possible within your world. So you need to cultivate that belief. It's a habit that you need to face. In fact, you have to be disciplined in that every single day, right? You need to build that as a disciplined exercise and feed yourself that kind of belief every single day to build it. Okay, so have that big vision, but definitely cultivate belief. You have to believe it's possible. The third piece is you have to have self-confidence. You have to build the confidence in yourself. And this is different. It's not just the belief that you can achieve what you want to achieve. It's also the belief in yourself that you have what it takes, that you have the ability to weather storms. You see, what happens is most people doubt their ability to face the challenges on a journey that they're considering taking, so they never face the journey, right? Is that you? Is that, I want to hear from you. Comment below if that sounds like you. If you know that it's your own level of self-doubt that keeps you from taking that first step forward. It's maybe you can succeed at the first step, but maybe the third or fourth, you're not sure, and you doubt your ability to deal with objections, or you doubt your ability to deal with any setbacks, with pain, with frustration, with anxiety, with embarrassment, with a lack of prestige, with giving up something that is maybe comfortable today. All of those things come into play and limit your self-confidence and limit people's entry into the journey in the first place. So you've got to work on confidence, on that ability that you can handle whatever comes your way. And some of that comes just with trying and experience and putting one foot in front of the other again and again and again, and building that belief in yourself over time. Part of it is just affirmations. Part of it's telling yourself, it's interrupting the negative self-talk. It's cultivating that belief in yourself that no matter what happens, you can rebound. Not everything's going to go perfect, but you have that strength internally to get around it. You will find a way. And you have to have that faith and belief in yourself, in your own esteem, in your own confidence that you're going to be able to find a way. It may not be the perfect path, may not be the path that you planned in the first place. It may not be elegant, it may be a little ugly, but it doesn't matter. You're going to find a way to break through no matter what obstacles are put in your way, what speed bumps are put in your way. And you also have to understand that those speed bumps are learning vehicles, and they're never permanent. They are mandatory steps on the way to learning to a level that most people are not willing to go to. Most people are not willing to deal with those setbacks, those speed bumps. But when you are, every one of them teaches you something and gives you insider knowledge that nobody else has. And guess what? That's going to get you further than anyone else has. And you're going to be able to teach people. You're going to be able to bring people along with you on that journey. Okay, so cultivating belief is a critical part of discipline. If you do not believe that you can do it, you're never going to have the discipline to stick with anything. It's as simple as that. So you have to cultivate that self-belief. And again, you can do that daily. I'm going to put some resources down below that will help you get through this. Some things that we've produced and applied in our own lives and applied in a lot of our coaching students' lives, but also just some resources that we've come across that I know you're going to find valuable. Okay. Now the fourth habit, the fourth pillar of cultivating self-discipline is in fact making new habits. So chances are you've got habits today you're not very proud of, that are not doing you very, they're not positive habits, they're negative habits. You know, you're eating the wrong things, you're perhaps not on a regular sleep pattern, you have too much time wasted in a given day, you're maybe not following or allowing the right people into your life, you are not setting the right time fraction in your life, you're wasting too much time, you're spending time on the wrong things, right? So all of those things are bad habits that you need to recognize, identify, and change. So in a book that we wrote called Unstuck in Life, and you can go to www.unstuckinlife, we talk a lot about pattern interrupts and being able to interrupt patterns that you've had for sometimes years, decades, sometimes your entire life, that have led you to the same result. If you want different results, you've got to interrupt the existing patterns. No way, shape, or that's the only way. And so we've given you some techniques in that product to be able to break bad habits that you have and to cultivate new ones. But suffice it to say, if you want to have self-discipline, you've got to break those bad habits and you've got to create new habits. Okay, so it all starts with self-awareness. It starts with interrupting patterns that are, belief patterns, thought patterns, even state patterns that you follow every single day that reinforce old habits, and then creating new habits that are in alignment with that purpose, with that belief, with that self-confidence that we talked about before. Okay, and one final point I want to make on this is that, look, the other thing that's mandatory if you're going to practice self-discipline is understanding that not every day, not every hour, not every week is going to be, it's not a straight path. There's going to be setbacks. There's going to be days when you miss things, when you don't feel up to doing it, but you've got to be able to rebound. Think of the athlete, the star athlete. Are they successful every time they come up to the plate in a baseball player? Every time a golfer goes out, are they successful in every single hole, in every single tournament? A soccer player, a hockey player, it doesn't matter who you talk about. There are there are slumps. There are negative points in their life. But the key, what makes them special and what makes them exceptional and what makes them so disciplined is the ability that they could leap beyond that they could take that next step, that they don't remember what happened yesterday and they can put it behind them. Think of a goalie that's let the goal in. These guys all take sports psychology to be able to not get stuck in a rut, not get stuck with what happened even just minutes ago. They need to be able to move on and reset expectations and rededicate themselves to the path forward. Okay, so that's the other thing you need to cultivate, is you need to get better at, okay, I had a setback, I'll learn from it, but now I'm moving on. As at this point, it's blocked and I'm on a new path. Okay, and that's critical for practicing self-discipline. For a lot of you, you may not think of a disciplined person as having to go through that. In fact, they go through that every single day, right? The more elite you get, the more special you get, the more responsibility is on you, the more is expected of you, the more you're in the limelight. All of that means that you've got to rebound quickly. To be a quick rebounder is actually a really critical piece of being self-disciplined, and getting back on the horse and getting back into the game and getting back refocused so that you don't lose hours, days, weeks. And I know that happens to a lot of you. Okay, so those are the 4 pillars, even 4.5 if we talk about that last one. Extra tip for you. This has made huge impacts in my life over the last 15 years as I learn these and apply them to my life. Huge difference to our coaching clients as we apply this to their particular aspects of their lives, whether it's lifestyle coaching or whether it's business coaching and entrepreneurship. All of these make better people. At the end of the day, that's what it's all about. It makes you a better person, makes you more energetic, more creative, more in tune with the capabilities of your life, makes life more exciting, less boring, and really it allows you to surprise yourself in a new way, instead of in a negative way and wondering what's going on in my life, why can't I achieve things, why can't I be the person I really know I'm capable of. it allows you to go the next stage and really surprise yourself in new ways, that you're much better than you ever thought, and you're a better rebounder, and you're gaining confidence, and you're achieving things that you never thought possible, right? And so that's what I want for you. So if you can share this with your followers, because whether it's on YouTube, Instagram, Facebook, you've got people that are struggling with these things right now in their life. No matter what part of their life, it may be personal, emotional, maybe career, might be financial, might be relationship, might be health, but people are struggling with this, and this will help them. So share that with them. That one thing you can feel good about today, if you share that with them, and leave us a comment how this applies to your life, and let us know where you are in this process, and any other tips that you may have as well. Leave us a comment. Okay, until the next one, I want to thank you for joining us today. I want you guys to have an awesome weekend, but make it a productive weekend. Move towards your goals. We're just over halfway through the year here. You've got an entire half a year to make a difference, no matter what has happened in the last few months. I know you guys can do it. Have a great day. Bye-bye for now.